A very good morning to you. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning here in Manchester. The plan today was to go for my haircut. But once I went to the place I usually go to, they were absolutely packed out. So obviously the sunshine has made people all have the same idea. So I got back in my car and came home. I thought, well, I shall see whether anybody has replied to my video I made yesterday and to make a new one for this morning. This video, I'm kind of stepping on Johnny Casual's toes a little bit here, I think, and I hope he's not got this thing copyrighted because I can't afford to shell out any money to him. I'm going to do a watch collecting philosophy. Because I don't think he will charge me, the philosophy I'm referring to is mine. And I think this is important for me to do because it helps me get a handle on where I am with my collection, what kind of person I am where watch collecting is concerned, and whether actually in real terms, and I have referred to this before, I am a watch collector. So let's take the last point first. Am I a watch collector? Well, I have a collection of watches. So therefore, by its nature, I have collected a number of watches over a period of time. Therefore, I am a collector of watches. So that being said out of the way, I am not, however, a collector of prestigious horological wonders that are watches. So maybe that kicks me out of certain clubs, and if that's the case, that's fine. My philosophy I have christened the pond philosophy, which means that my view of the watch world potentially is a little bit different to most people out there. It is certainly different to a lot of people on forums and things like that that I venture into more or less regularly these days than I used to, I have to say. So why do I call it the pond philosophy? Well, I view the world of watches as being a pond, a puddle, resource, lake, reservoir of interesting little machines that we put on our wrist. And the beauty, as far as I'm concerned, of having the pond philosophy is that you are not restricting yourself as a watch wearer in any way, shape or form. I buy on a couple of criteria. I buy, of course, on what I can afford to buy at that particular point in time when the itch arises that undoubtedly needs to be scratched. And also in what appeals to me aesthetically. As we're all aware, I'm not one of those who poo-poos quartz movements. I own a lot of quartz movements. I'm perfectly happy with wearing the collection of quartz, mechanical winding and automatic watches that I have in my collection. So yet again, from my point of view, I win again. And the pond philosophy allows me even more flexibility. Because of the aforementioned flexibility, it allows me to reach in to that pond whenever and wherever I choose. And that doesn't matter whether I'm wandering around a shop and I happen to see something that takes my fancy. I think, oh, you know, it's only 50 quid or, you know, $70 or whatever. I quite like the look of that. I'll buy it. Or whether it's I'm trolling the internet and I'm on eBay, for instance, and I'll see something that tickles my fancy and I think, brilliant, I'll buy that. Of course, it may well be the case that you have to reach a little bit further down into the pond and where you will find the real treasures, the things that people either don't see regularly or can't afford on a whim. And that's where you will find your, you know, your Omegas, your Rolexes, your Pateks, your Cartiers, your Breguets, and so on and so forth. But where I am in my collecting life is that pond is always with me. It doesn't matter what I wear on my wrist, as long as what I wear on my wrist gives me pleasure. It has no reflection on the price, it has no reflection on the brand, and it certainly has no reflection on the movement that's inside that little mechanical wonder that is on my left wrist. Today, for instance, I'm wearing one of my secondas. It is a very, very nice looking chronograph, rose gold. I own two of them. One was bought for me by my partner's children, which was this one, and another one which is somewhat similar was bought for me by my partner. So they double as a sports watch-ish, but I tend to wear them, one, to give them a little bit of wrist time, and two, because they are both rose gold, they get worn as a dress watch because they've both got lovely dark brown leather mock croc straps and the rose gold finish and a beautiful sapphire crystal on the top. And I think both of those watches were sub 70 or 80 pounds, certainly sub 100 pounds. So the pond collection theory, for me, my philosophy, wins always round, because the only question for me that a watch has to answer is, do I like it? And do I think it'd look good on my wrist? And if the answer to those two questions is yes, the only other question, of course, is, can I afford it? And if it comes from near the surface of the pond, as it were, then the chances are, yes, I can. And if over time my love for that wristwatch fades, or for some reason, as we all experience, just isn't getting enough wrist time, it can be flipped, it can be moved, it can be given away, it can be re-gifted to somebody, and I think that's the beauty of the pond system, because over time, as we're well aware, my view is to hopefully buy myself another prestige brand watch as a gift to myself in September this year. So I will be dipping deeper into the pond and dipping deeper into my pockets to fund whatever I find at the bottom of the pond. But all in all, I think for me it seems a very sensible way of collecting watches. It may not be for everybody, it definitely won't be for everybody, to be perfectly frank, because I guess a lot of people out there will believe that the sole aim of collecting watches is to get better and better and better, whereas my philosophy here is to wear what makes me happy at that particular point in time. And I have a long fishing line available to me, which will be put into use in 2 or 3 months, enabling me to fish out of the bottom of that pond a posher, higher quality, to use of a fancied phrase right now, a horology watch, potentially, if indeed I want to spend that kind of money. So that's kind of it. That's the philosophy as far as I'm concerned, the pond philosophy. Let me know what you think about this one. I'm sure it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, because not everybody's like me. And if everybody was like me, then the life would be very, very boring, because we'd be agreeing about everything, and you know, what interest is there in that? So that's it for this one. The pond philosophy, having the availability to dip into the pond of watches whenever you like, wherever you like. It doesn't matter what the cost is, because they're all in there, and as long as you're happy with how it looks and how it feels, and if it satisfies that yearn at a particular point in time, hey, what's wrong with that? Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments down below. If you have any questions or queries about this or anything else, down below. If you want to make any questions regarding ideas I might have that are a little bit out there, like my conspiracy theory one for instance, then by all means let me know. You've got my email address, it's all over the place these days. Drop me an email and suggest it to me. And if this is your first time watching this nonsense, you're thinking, this could be completely interesting, or this guy's a nutcase, let's see what else he's actually making. Have a look elsewhere. If you find it interesting, please subscribe. Thank you very much for the new subscriber I had overnight. I've not got your name on the list as yet, but as soon as it pops up, I will drop you a note via Google+. So, thanks a lot for watching this, and for now, I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.